Ladies and gentlemen, hello, and you are watching TTV News, some latest events in the province. And now coming to details. Ladies and gentlemen, in the morning of January 4, the Commission for Internal Affairs of the Party Central Committee held an online conference to review the work of the Party Internal Affairs branch in 2022 and deploy tasks in 2023.
In 2020, the Party Internal Affairs branch has researched, advised, and proposed to the Party and Party committees on levels to choose and direct the effective implementation of many measures and important viewpoints, undertaking and policies in the fields of internal affairs, anti-corruption, negative and judicial reform, actively advise the party and the state to properly and effectively handle emerging complex issues of national security, social order and safety. The standing body of the Steering Committee for the Prevention of Corruption and Negativity has presided over and closely coordinated with the Central Procedural Agencies to advise and direct the detection and handling of many cases and in a timely and strict manner. And so corruption and negative public opinion is particularly concerned. The organizational apparatus, courts and civil servants of the party internal affairs sector have been also paying attention to consolidating and developing. Speaking at the conference, Politburo member and standing central committee of the Secretariat Võ Văn Thượng suggested that in 2023, the party internal affairs branch should actively advise the party on major policies and orientations on public affairs, internal affairs, anti-corruption and judicial reform. The Central Party Committee's Commission for Internal Affairs needs to strengthen the guidance, inspect, urge, and improve the operational efficiency of the Provincial Steering Committee for Anti-Corruption and Negativity, continue to pay attention to building and improving the quality of the contingent of the courts and civil servants in the internal affairs sector who are capable, qualified, brave, and courageous to defend the right, resolutely fight against the wrong, accomplish good, and advising the party on internal affairs, anti-corruption, and judicial reform. And on the fifth morning of January of 2023, delegates of Provincial People's Council includes Mr. Nguyễn Thành Tâm, Secretary of the Provincial Party Committee, Chairman of the Provincial People's Council, Mr. Lê Minh Thế, Secretary of the City Party Committee, Mr. Nguyễn Việt Cường, Deputy Head of the Culture and Social Affairs Board of the Provincial People's Council, Mr. Nguyễn Thị Tuyết Thư, Deputy Chief of the Affairs of Delegation of the National Assembly and the People's Council of the Ninh Province, and the delegates of the City People's Council had a meeting with voters in Hiệp Ninh Ward, Ninh City. At the meeting, after listening to the reports, voters of Hiệp Ninh were reflected on Huỳnh Tấn Phát Street, the theft and traffic accidents often happened, and it is necessary to install traffic lights soon so that the people easy to travel and to ensure the security and order in the locals. And thereby Mr. Phạm Trung Chánh, Chairman of the City People's Committee, has satisfactorily answered the voters' opinion, and at the same time, it is also informed voters for Hiệp Ninh Ward about the economic, cultural, and social situation of the city. In 2022, the city achieved 11 over 12 targets, and one target was not met related to the value of industrial production and construction. And there were some city targets, especially the budget revenue target, set to 40%.
On January 4, Vietnam Rubber Industry Group visited and sent New Year wishes to the leadership of the Provincial Party Committee and People Committee of the Ninh Province. The group also reported the leaders on its encouraging result and investment for the Ninh Province.
With an investment capital of about $350 million, Vietnam Rubber Industry Group invested in the construction of Phước Đông Bờ Industrial Urban Service Park. In Phước Đông Industrial Park covers an area of more than 2,100 hectares, located in a complex of over 3,200 hectares in Nho Dầu District and Trang Bang Town. Phước Đông has also become a high-class industrial production area to help the businesses maximize production and business in a healthy and efficient environment, creating jobs for many workers. The Vietnam Rubber Industry Group expressed his excitement at a strong economic recovery. The investment in transport infrastructure and administrative reform has brought many advantages to businesses, and Mr. Nguyễn Thanh Ngọc, Chairman of Provincial People's Committee, said that leaders of Provincial Party Committee and the People's Committee of the Ninh Province will continue to accompany businesses in 2023 to continue to overcome difficulties and develop sustainably. And on the morning of January the 5th, the delegation of the provincial leaders led by Mr. Nguyễn Thành Tâm, Secretary Provincial Party Committee and Chairman of Provincial People's Council visited and presented gifts to policy families, the people with material services to the revolution works and public works, and the people who are 100 years old and over 100 years old in Tây Ninh City. At the families, Secretary Provincial Party Committee Nguyễn Thành Tâm graciously visited with the health wishes for the policy families and the people with material services to the revolution, 100 years old citizens and over 100 years old citizens, to have a joyful and happy new year with the family with the happiness.
TayNinhTV one-member limited liability company organized gift giving to policy families and poor households in Jamantao and Yumachao district.
On this occasion, TayNinhTV one-member limited liability company gave the total of 430 gifts to policy families, poor households and disadvantaged households, the Agent Orange victims and school children whose parents died due to the COVID infection in communes of Phước Bình, Phước Chỉ of Jamantao, Bảo Năng, Trung Mít, Cầu Khởi, Cha La, Phang and Suda communes in Yumachao district. Its gift includes 10 kilograms of rice and other necessities worth of 600,000 Vietnam dong per gift. On the occasion of the Lunar New Year of the Rabbit in 2003 and the gift-giving ceremony, Missy Tu Mỹ Hoa, former Vice President of the State of Vietnam, President of Vừa Dinh Scholarship Fund, and Missy Võ Thị Lan, Director of one-member limited liability company of TayNinhTV, graciously visited the health and life situation of the people and wished them a warm and happy Third Eve. The interdisciplinary inspection team of food safety during the Lunar New Year, the Year of Rabbit, and the Spring Festival of 2023, chaired by the Department of Industry and Trade, organized an inspection in Bến Cầu district. The inspection focused on items that are used a lot during the Lunar New Year and Spring Festival season, such as meat and meat products, beer, wine, alcohol and alcoholic beverages, soft drinks, cakes, jam, candies, vegetables, tuber, fruits, and food additives, and food service businesses. The delegation inspected food safety at Mini Mart 9 store, addressed on Quarter 2 Bến Cầu Town, and through the inspection, the relevant documents were presented. At the same time, establishment is required to continue to maintain a safe and hygiene conditions for the food. Next, the delegation inspected the branch of M&H Investment Company Limited, Mylin Mineral Water Factory addressed at 99 Hamlet B, Tiên Thuận Commune of Bến Cầu District. And here, the establishment has provided all kinds of documents such as business registration certificates, certificates of knowledge on food safety, and test results of water resources. However, the certificates of establishments eligible for food safety have expired from November 21st of 2022. The delegation made a record, counted the amount of water, and asked the establishment not to sell it to the market, and at the same time, transfer to complete agencies for handling according to regulations.
Ladies and gentlemen, history has proven that a strong rear is a strong ally. The strength of the rear is a synergy to form a complete unity, promoting the inherent solidarity between the rear of the brown line. On January 4, 2023, the Railroad Trade Union of Propaganda Department of the Provincial Party Committee visited and gave gift and sent greeting to the officer and soldier of the 5th Infantry Division Station in Thái Bình Commune, Châu Thành District.
I'm very pleased today to welcome the trade union of the Propaganda Department of the Provincial Party Committee to visit and exchange at the unit. At this time, the whole unit is preparing on the work for the reception Lunar New Year of 2023. Besides, the duty to be ready to fight is the central task of the unit currently. The unit is actively preparing for the death and taking care of the environment, planting flowers and flowers to ensure that the unit celebrates the death joyfully and well performs the duty of the military joint combat ready unit. In the warm atmosphere of the conversation, the two units shared and discussed the achievements and difficulties in 2022 and together set the goals to strive harder to develop to successfully complete on the task mission in the new year of 2023. and on the occasion of the Lunar New Year is coming very close, Ms. Nguyễn Thị Thu Cúc, Deputy Head of the Provincial Party Committee's Propaganda Department, Tri-Union President, on behalf of the Tri-Union of the Provincial Party Committee's Propaganda Department, presented a gift and New Year wishes to officers and soldiers on the 5th Infantry Division. And in response to the above special sentiment, divisional officers led the Provincial Party Committee Propaganda Department to visit the living quarters of the soldiers in the unit's production model so that the union members could understand more about their lives and the life of the soldiers in the unit. When seeing the spirit of practice activities, the place very serious, very spacious, and the lives of the soldiers here are also very well taken care of. The spirit of the soldier is very good also, and every soldier is happy. It's very exciting to see the delegation visit. The situation of the unit these days are begun to sign. The Lunar New Year is also approaching, and the union members of the propaganda department must understand the feelings of some soldiers who do not return to reunite with their families, but still celebrate the death in the army force. However, the soldiers themselves consider the division as the second home of them. At the same time, the units also perform well in policy work and taking care of ensuring material life, both material and spiritual life, and other activities also ensure the fun and entertainment for the officers and soldiers in the unit. And the visits on the occasion of the New Year 2023 once again tighten the bond between the Tri-Union of the Provincial Party Committees of Propaganda Departments and the Tri-Union of the 5th Infantry Division. And it will be a memorable and meaningful memory for each company union members.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's all for today TTV News. Thank you for joining with us and see you next time.